I say either. You say either. I say neither. And I say neither. Neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. Ta-da! Catch up.
Excuse me?
Yummy.
Good evening, Eddie.
Hey, Mrs. Chen.
Good evening, Venom.
Function Hall, Mrs. Chen.
He says hi.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
I've been thinking about you, Eddie.
Two can be as bad as one. It's the loneliest number.
Because you and I are the same. Every decision we ever make. Who do we leave behind? And how do we leave them? Waiting in the darkness for the rescuer who never comes. Welcome back, Eddie Brock. It's been a long time. Miss you so much. Soon come chaos. Chaos soon come.
One is the loneliest number that you'll ever do.
The chocolate delivery hasn't arrived yet.
No!
We had a deal.
What's gonna happen? You gonna stop protecting me?
I am happy to eat, Mrs. Chen.
No, you cannot eat, Mrs. Chen.
What?
Nothing?
All right, I had to do it. I had to get out the Spidey mask because we're talking about the one, the only Sony Venomverse. I don't have a Venom mask, so I couldn't do that. And with rumors of there being a Spider-Man in here, this has me pretty hype. Now, I'm just doing an initial reaction video right now. If you want to catch my full breakdown, that will be a little bit later in the week on Wednesday night. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Again, Wednesday night, I'm going to be dropping that video all about the breakdown of the Sony Venom 2, Let There Be Carnage, and where I think it's going to go. And then Friday night, obviously, we're going to be talking about this a lot. Most likely with VK on Comics, unless some big stuff happens. As you all know, anytime now, my wife and I could be having our second baby. So that's awesome news. But I'm not quite sure when that's going to happen. Obviously, it's not written in stone anywhere. I can fast forward a few days in time to see what day or when that's going to happen. So, with all that being said, if you have not already, please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel so that way you can get all of the updates. Hit that bell and make sure you click all. That way, anytime we upload anything, anytime we go live, you are there with us first. Alright, let's start talking about one of my absolute favorite parts of any comic, and that is symbiotes. Symbiotes are my jam. They always have been. They probably always will be. Pretty much I have a whole top shelf full of just Spider-Man and symbiotes right now. And that doesn't even begin to describe my love for symbiotes. But I'm not going to say that I have high hopes for this movie. Venom 1 left a bad taste in my mouth based on everything that I've seen so far and everything that Sony's been allowed to do with Venom 1. And now they're allowed to do a little bit more we'll see how this all pans out. I'm very excited and I'm hopeful because it does look similar to Venom 1, but there are things that kind of show me they've fixed different little things that made Venom 1 so cringy, if that makes sense. One of those things being, it feels like there's going to be a bit more storyline to this one that is more on par with the comics. Obviously, we got a good storyline in Venom 1, and I would give Venom a 6 out of 10. If it was totally Venom, first try, everything, doesn't have anything to do with the comics, we don't think about the comics, we just know the character from the comics, and you allow the person, the director, the writers, to tell their own story, I'd give it a 6 out of 10, and that's being a little generous. I wasn't insanely impressed. Venom's obviously not an easy character to nail down into a movie. It takes a little bit of thinking, and it takes a little bit of working. And it was very hard to do him without allowing a Spider-Man origin, which we all know that's where Venom started. He started in ASM 300. So my initial reaction to this movie is simply, this trailer I should say, is simply, I liked it. I thought the funny stuff was kind of funny. I thought that it definitely met like that fan service idea of, hey, we're just trying to like get you the trailer that you've been looking for, and it's not really going to have a lot of content to it, but you're going to see who you want to see, you're going to know who you need to know, and you're going to be able to start building some true concrete theories off of this, which I was able to do. The first trailer is hardly ever what the finalized trailer looks like. And I know that there's people who are kind of upset with, obviously, where they took Venom 1, and who are very upset with where Carnage might go. But I do like that they're going to pull from the Maximum Carnage storyline. I think that's going to be the best part about this, because we're going to get to see a really cool storyline that was amazing in the comics, and we're going to kind of see the progression of that. I think we're going to lead into a Maximum Carnage movie. That's what I would love to see, if we even get to do that. And I've said this to a few friends. I wish that Sony would kind of give the rights and the reins back to Marvel and just say, you know what, go ahead and make it. We're done with Spider-Man. We're done trying. You want him in the MCU. The fans want him in the MCU. Even if it's separate from the MCU, but one in the same, if that makes sense, I think that it would be okay. But again, initial reaction based solely off of this trailer. I love the way Woody Harrelson is portraying Cletus Cassidy right now. We have not seen him portray Carnage yet, which I was glad we didn't. I don't want to see that yet. I want to be surprised. I was glad that we didn't get to hear Carnage yet. I think that's going to be a really awesome one for the final trailer, to finally hear Woody Harrelson as Carnage. I was a little shocked that Venom kind of sounded different, even though it is still Tom Hardy voicing him, just the way they kind of changed that all around and whatnot. And I'm hoping that they do tweak Carnage's look slightly. He does look a little too much like Riot. There are bits and pieces where I want to see a little bit more Carnage-esque and a little bit classic Carnage without him being blood, like scarlet red. I do like the coloring. I think it would be a little bit more red. I just want to make sure that they're telling a good story with Cletus. And I think they're off to a good start with this trailer. I think that this could turn into a solid 7, 8 out of 10 movie. But they've got to nail it. They've got to bring it home. And they've got to continue to right those wrongs from the first Venom movie. Obviously, we saw Venom in Spider-Man 3 way back when. They've fixed Venom since then. And now we're seeing a true anti-hero Venom. We kind of saw him as the villain in his own movie in a way. for most of the first Venom movie to then kind of fight and realize, okay, maybe this isn't us. And Venom is hated by the symbiote community. We know this. He's always been kind of an outcast for not just kind of feeding off of his host and choosing to protect his host. So it will be interesting to see where everything goes from here. It will be interesting to see when we get that next trailer. I'm expecting it to come out in July. I'm thinking after Tom Holland's Spider-Man 3 trailer drops. I think that would be a good time frame for them to kind of let this one sink in, have another trailer, and then still have time before the official release of the movie. I think it's toward the end of September to really give us that last little bit. I did like that we did not get a teaser. We've been waiting forever for this. I put this in my Instagram story today because simply it's been too long. We have been waiting so long for all of this Carnage stuff that I'm glad we don't have to wait any longer, and I'm glad they gave us a full-length trailer. And that's why I did a reaction to it. If it was just a teaser, I wasn't planning to do a reaction to it. But when I saw that it dropped today, after work, immediately, as soon as I was done with work, before I left, I just had to watch it, and I had to turn my phone on and do a quick reaction to it because, and I know the reaction isn't great, I know it's not this over-the-top reaction, but that kind of speaks to my initial thoughts about this trailer. It wasn't an over-the-top trailer. That look of Carnage got me at the end. I was like, yes, we're going to get him in a movie. This could lead to so much more. The spider reference where Cletus Cassidy killed the spider on the note, the reference from that note to the first note we saw at the beginning was amazing. But all in all, this trailer, my guess for the movie coming out, I think it's going to be on par with where I would put Venom, which is a 5 or 6 out of 10, the first Venom movie. I'm hoping, again, that it just blows us all out of the water. And I'm hoping that Sony can do something to just completely blow our socks off. Because that's what we need at this point. We need a movie outside of the MCU that succeeds as good as, if not better, than an MCU movie. Because the MCU needs to have something that can exist alongside of it that's still a Marvel property. I fully believe that that is a possibility, and I fully want for that to happen. However, tell me I'm wrong in saying this in the comments, but honestly, I also want to see a Secret Wars movie where Tom Holland gets the symbiote from outer space and brings it back, and then we see the progression of Venom and Carnage that way too. I would love to see that as well. I don't know that we ever will. We probably won't now that this is all happening with Venom. But yeah, I like Tom Hardy as Venom. He wouldn't have been my choice. I honestly don't know who I would have chose, but when I picture Venom, I don't picture Tom Hardy. I don't know what it is. Even down to the whole spider on the chest of Venom, the fact that they can't do that upset me in the first movie, and the fact that they're still not doing that because of the different rights and issues and all of that crap. I hope that they can get back on track with that and just kind of play ball with each other a little bit more. But other than that, that's my initial reaction. I hope you guys have an absolutely wonderful rest of your day or night, whenever you're watching this. And as always, thank you for lounging with us. #Loungers Unite.